Hi guys, it's Rick Storley from New Home Sales Coach. We often get asked this question, what's your price per square foot? And when I used to get asked it, it just drove me nuts. And so what I've done is I've peeled back a couple of layers and really looked at what is the root cause, or why are people asking me this question? And really what it comes down to is a paradigm shift in the way people shop for and choose a builder today. So there's something called the invisible market where people start. And the invisible market is, say, social media, face-to-face conversations with maybe your past customers or people that are aware of your company, and also just online research. So what you're looking at right now is a five-step process that everyone goes through to selecting you as a home builder. So there's step number one, which is the kickoff. Step two is the research process. Step three would be then the actual purchase. Step four is your fulfillment, or the ownership process, and then step five is word of mouth, where again the invisible market starts again. So the challenge is that if you are not engaged in the invisible market, where people are spending the majority of their time in choosing a builder, when people come and become what's called visible, you're going to get asked the question, what's your price per square foot? This is what it looks like. Your particular market in any area, about 10% of the people are visible. Those are people that have picked up the phone and called you, maybe walked into your model home or showroom, or in other words, they have raised their hand and said, hey, I'm a potential buyer. The other 90% are invisible, so they're following in here. And value creation begins when people are invisible, and it begins in what's called your marketing funnel. Now, roughly defined, a marketing funnel is simply where people become aware of your offering, they will give you consideration, and then they will start to make commitments. And it's the process of going from invisible to becoming visible or sales ready. This is a little more specific as far as the steps that, say, a lead would go to in order to become a prospect, then a buyer, and then an owner. You would do some advertising. Then number two was really the marketing or building value process. And if you look here, the CTA is call to action. That relates to mostly content on your website. So they start as a lead, move to a prospect when they get here, become a prospect, and then ultimately you're going to use your sales process to convert them to a buyer. And as you fulfill, they will become an owner. Now, everything starts with relevancy. And since people start their online search, or excuse me, start their search online, and they're deriving most of their information from the website, the question you have to ask yourself is, do you have website relevancy? So let's take a look at a couple of different websites and see why they are or aren't relevant. This is a home builder's website, and there are 6 key things you need to have on your website in order to be relevant for today's new home and remodeling buyers. Number one is you need to have an available home section. And if you do not build spec homes or model homes, you need to be able to show to be built, and they do need to have pricing that is somewhat accurate. If you're a remodeler, you need to have a remodeling services page right here. Talk about the different projects that you do. Photo galleries are next. Now, photo galleries are very, very important. The most important thing about this is that you must use professional photos. There are no exceptions here. Your return on investment for every dollar you spend in professional photography is going to be probably $10 to $20 in return. For home builders, next thing is the design library. You want to have at least 5 of your plans in here, but you can certainly have up to 20. But don't show everything, because this is where you're going to ask people to opt in, and move them from a lead to a prospect. Your blog is very, very important. At least weekly, better yet twice per week. And then finally, your About Us page right here. And not many people look at your About Us page. It's only the more serious prospects that have a closed, what we call, value gap. So the most important pages are photos, locations, design library, and available homes. About Us is certainly last. The third and final part of your value creation plan is is value creation. The third and final part of your marketing plan. And value creation is a two-step process. So it's automated when people are in the invisible market, but then it's going to be manual. It's going to be confirming what value you've built when you get into the purchase process. And if you do your job in the invisible market, what you'll find is that people will choose to buy from you at higher margins, and they will call your competitors and ask them what their price per square foot is, just to make sure that you are their